Hey everyone, it's been 2 weeks since I finished my semester 1 exams for another year of uni. I took psychopathology and measurement and research. A bit of a blur now, but yeah, I'm in Boracay Island in the Philippines, and I've had some time to just unwind from that pretty stressful period. Exam time is always quite daunting because they're at least worth 40% of your final grade. As many of you know, it is a very long journey for me to be registered as a psychologist, for anyone really that wants registration in Australia. I am currently in my 3rd year and I have another semester to go. In about 4 weeks' time, I begin that. Taking the time here in Boracay Island in the Philippines just to unwind and chill out, smash some coconut shakes and eat as many mangoes and watermelons as I can. As I'm in my 3rd year, I have some pressure to perform at a level of 75 average across all my units. So it is quite stressful in that regard. There's always something in the back of my mind that goes, can I do it? Am I smart enough? I think that's normal because I really want to pursue this path. It's a long career transition for me. After this year, 3rd year, I will do 4th year either honours or GDPA, which stands for Graduate Diploma of Psychology Advanced, which is an honours equivalent, a 4th year equivalent. Then I do masters for 2 years. So many of you who have been following me on socials know this, but yeah, there's always constant pressure. I try to just keep it simple and tell myself, hey, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to study as hard as I can. Yeah, I keep telling myself, I just want to do my best, and I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. I think for me, it's just about showing up to all your tutorials, all your lectures, really sticking to the content week after week. You effectively have a 14-week period of a semester. So a good 12 to 13 weeks of that is pure content. I decided to vlog my exam time this time around, which I've never done before. I hope you enjoy some of the raw and real thoughts that I share in my car, on the way there, before the exam, after the exam, how I felt. I think it's important to show for anyone else watching, particularly those who are mature age students as well. I mean, I'm 39 years old. I went back to uni 2022. So that was when I was 36, and now I'm in 3rd year. So for anyone that feels that it's too late or their time has passed, I think it really is something where you've got to have that hard conversation with yourself and ask yourself, what would I regret more? I certainly asked that of myself and thought, hey, I'm going to be 43 when I finish. I'm going to be 43 anyway. And I think it's important to just focus on, why do you want to do it? And for me, I realized that it doesn't matter how long it takes, actually. I have now accepted that the reason why I want to do it isn't because I want to get there fast. That's not the goal. It'll take however long it takes. The reason why I'm doing this is because I have uncovered how much meaning I really get from understanding how people think, feel, and behave. And that really underpins psychology. Psychology is a science and it's all evidence-based, and that's all new to me. That is, coming from a design background, that is so new to me, and I'm slowly but surely getting there. I've done subjects like statistics 1, 2, and 3. I've done health psych. I've done neuropsychology subjects. I've done research methods, biopsychology, personality and its disorders, child and adolescent psychology I've done as well. So yeah, there's a mixed range of subjects, and I'm just loving the learning every single day. Anyway, hope you enjoy this vlog. It is something that I haven't done before, but I think it's important that I show this side of studying as an older adult, I think it's important to show this side of studying, especially for those that are contemplating studying in their 30s or 40s. Hey, you might resonate with this, and you might resonate with my journey. So I'm keen to document more. But yeah, all right. Thought I'd share my thoughts. Thought I'd share. Wow, my brain is cooked. Neurons are firing so hard right now. Okay, so I thought I would share my thoughts on where I'm at mentally, emotionally, physically, all the things. Mentally, I feel very prepared in terms of doing the best that I could to absorb all this content while juggling Lifeline, advisory clients, design clients, family life, friendships, interests, all things considered. I should give some context. I'm here on campus for my psychopathology exam, which is one of 2 exams that I have to take this semester, semester 1 of 3rd year uni. And it's a lot. It's a lot of content. I don't even know where to begin, but I will try. To put it into context, psychopathology is the scientific study of mental disorders. And see, I'm going too far ahead. Mentally, I feel good. Emotionally, I feel great, but also drained, which links to physical tiredness as well. My heart is definitely very optimistic and highly positive in terms of self-talk. So like I've just made 2 very simple, large text, just to help trigger my memory, because I think when it comes to studying anything, it's not just about the linear learning, it's about the network of learning, understanding how concepts link to each other, how are they applied. In psychology, it is not at all even familiarizing yourself, though important, with something like the DSM-5, but which is very categorical in approach, but we're human beings, we don't fit in a box so cleanly. There's so many factors, so there's a multidimensional model to this. There's the biopsychosocial side of things, which incorporates the biology and genetics of someone, the psychology of someone, and the social aspects of someone, people's upbringing, people's lived experiences. There's so many things. But yeah, with psychopathology, I found it very interesting, very content intensive. This exam has 50 questions in 1 hour. So it's just a little over a minute per question. That's quite a lot, because my exam tomorrow, which is on measurement and research methods, is less questions. It's 40 questions, all multiple choice for both, but 40 questions, so 10 less questions than this psychopathology exam. And tomorrow's exam will be 2 hours. So it's like 3 minutes at least per question. But anyway, psychopathology is what I'm trying to focus on right now. I'm on campus. It's an hour before the exam. I think the main thing is, for anyone out there studying, for me, I found that having strict rules around things like never missing a lecture, it's weekly, never miss them, never miss a tutorial. It just allows you to embed the knowledge, and it doesn't catch you by surprise. When you cram, and everyone has some level of that. Like, I went pretty hard the last 3 days, just basically in a deep dark hole in my room, just trying to remember everything, relearn everything, understanding specific details as well, because there are so many distinctions. So for example, I'll just rattle off a few now. MDD, major depressive disorder, it's the sharp, heavy depressive type of episodes that occur, at least 5+ symptoms, and has to occur for a minimum of 2 weeks or more. Whereas PDD, which is persistent depressive disorder, it's longer lasting, but it's not as doom and gloom as MDD. It's not as severe, 2+ symptoms, but it has to occur for 2 years minimum for adults, but at least a year for child and adolescents. Something like bipolar 1 and 2 we need to know. So bipolar 1, key differentiator is that it has the presentation of full mania, and it has to present for at least 1 week with or without depression, because bipolar 2 is hypomania, but little curveball there, hypo doesn't mean more. In this case, hypomania is less severe than full mania, and the occurrence is 4 days, plus major depression. We cover general anxiety, so worrying about everything most days for at least 6 months, panic disorder, sudden unexpected terror with physical symptoms, social anxiety, which is fear of being judged in social settings, for example, specific phobias, which are the most prevalent out of all the anxiety disorders, irrational fear of a specific object or situation, agoraphobia, fear of being trapped or unable to escape, whether it's indoors, outdoors, or any settings. PTSD, that's a big one in this, trauma of some type, plus 1 month of at least 4 symptoms. And they have to fit within intrusion, avoidance, negative mood, or cognition effects, and arousal aspects. ASD, which is acute stress disorder, PTSD-like in nature, but it lasts only 3 days to 1 month, which tells us that it could precede PTSD. And ASD has an additional component, which is disassociation. OCD, obsessions and compulsions, so obsessive compulsive disorder, which is actually different to obsessive compulsive PD, which is personality disorder. The key difference there is that OCD has the distressing aspect to it, so it's intrusive, unwanted thoughts, whereas OCPD, obsessive compulsive personality disorder, is really a lot to do with having this trait that benefits the person, thinks that it's helpful. So for example, they might have that personality of over controlling or perfectionism, that type of thing. BDD, body dysmorphic disorder, obsessed with their own self-image in terms of looking at themselves as having flaws in appearance, for example. Hoarding, can't discard things even if useless. Trichotillomania, hair pulling to relieve tension. Excoriation, skin picking causing damage. Anorexia is a huge part of this. So anorexia nervosa, which is typically low body weight, 18.5 BMI, for example, and below. Fear of gaining weight, and there is a restriction of energy component to this. That's anorexia nervosa, but then there's atypical anorexia nervosa, which is similar symptoms, but weight is not underweight, which leads us to bulimia. So bulimia is both binge eating and compensatory behavior. So purging, excessive exercise, purging like vomiting, for example. So normal weight though is 18.5 BMI and above. Then there's binge eating, BED, binge eating disorder, which is binging without the purging. Then we have substance use disorder. Substance use includes alcohol, for example, very common. And in terms of this category, 2+ symptoms have to show up in 12 months, including craving, tolerance, that withdrawal as well. There's something called Wernicke-Korsakoff, which is linked to substance use disorder in terms of alcohol, especially if taken in adolescence, but it applies that confusion and memory loss issues are due to that consumption in terms of B1 deficiency. Then there's this, which I have been trying so hard to remember: schizophrenia, schizophreniform, schizoaffective, schizotypal personality disorder, and schizoid PD. Okay? Whoa. Right? Yeah. But I think I got it. Schizophrenia is more to do with psychosis. Okay, so that's delusions and hallucinations for 6+ months and has to have at least 2 symptoms. So that's the key differentiator. Schizophrenia, presentation of psychosis, hallucinations, delusions, things like that. By the way, hallucinations involve more of a sensory hearing of things, for example. Delusions have to do with false beliefs, so believing, that something is following you, or there's someone out to get you, that kind of thing, like a government body or something like that, right? Schizophreniform, same as schizophrenia, but it's 1 to 6 months, that period. So it's forming schizophrenia. Schizophreniform is forming schizophrenia. Schizoaffective, this is important. It does have the psychosis element as well, just like schizophrenia, but there is a mood disorder attached to it. That's the key for schizoaffective. Affect meaning emotion. Schizotypal, that is more about socially odd thinking, magical thinking, but no full psychosis. Schizoid, I try to remember this as avoid. Schizoid prefers to be alone, emotionally flat, socially disengaged. Delusional disorder, only delusions, otherwise functioning fine. Then we get into borderline personality disorder, which is highly common in the spectrum of this cluster. Borderline personality disorder is this intense, unstable mood of self, unstable sense of self, relationships. Fear of abandonment is a big indicator of BPD. Also self-harm is involved sometimes as part of that. Antisocial PD, that has to do with disregard for others, violating rights, authority, things like that. Narcissistic personality disorder, grandiosity, need for admiration. Avoidant personality disorder, wants connection but fears rejection. Obsessive compulsive PD, so I spoke about that a bit earlier. Yeah, the perfectionism and the control, but it's not distressing to them, whereas just OCD is distressing to them. Reactive attachment disorder, child is emotionally withdrawn due to neglect. Disinhibited social engagement disorder, child is too familiar with strangers. Disassociation, disconnection from self or others. And psychosis, as I spoke about, loss of contact with reality, which includes delusions and hallucinations. So those are my 2-page notes. There's so much that I just think sometimes you just got to keep it simple, trust yourself. On my fridge, I have put the words, give it your all. And I put that at the beginning of me starting uni in 2022. And I look at that before every exam, whenever I feel down, whenever I feel a bit sort of tired and exhausted. I'm going into this knowing that I'm going to give it my all. I'm expecting it to be hard. I'm expecting it to give me a good wrestle, but that's how we learn, man. Like that's how we learn. So what time is it now? My exam is at 2 o'clock. It's 1:21. I'm gonna do the old routine, which is loo break and shot of coffee. Then I'm gonna go straight into studying again, because my next exam tomorrow is at 9:30 in the morning. Hopefully you can benefit from this journey in parallel, maybe with yours, in whatever that looks like. But whatever you're going through, it's really challenging. But I want it so bad. What I want is less about the paper, but it's more about what that can give you. So at the end of this year, I will finish 3rd year Bachelor of Psychology. Then I'll do honours or GDPA. They're both equivalent under the registration pathway to being registered as a psychologist. So 4th year next year, and then after that I'll do 2 years masters. Look, this is it. This is the climb, and I have to just continue to keep going, because I know that it not just helps me get up in the morning, get excited about something, but it intrinsically it helps me realize that life is so much bigger than us, and although we need to take care of ourselves, and I will be taking care of myself after this. I'll be relaxing to the max. I've got like 5 to 6 weeks off. I'm actually gonna go to Philippines again for a little holiday, and then just chill. So I get all that. Like there's a time and a place for that. But when it's time to work, you got to show up, and you got to show up consistency. When it's time to relax, and just enjoy it without guilt, without judgment. So there's that aspect to it, but know when you need to deliver, and now it's go time. Look at me trying to convince myself. All right, that's me rambling off. Thank goodness for such a gorgeous day, hey? I'll take anything right now. I am so shattered. Just trying to squeeze every ounce of information in my brain. I am on campus. Hello, hello. And I did record a nice reflection in the car as I arrived, which I'll share later. But for now, I just got to lock in, really remember that I'm showing up. I'm going to give it my best. I did everything I could. Never missed a lecture. Never missed a tutorial. That's kind of been my rule for third year uni. And psychopathology. Wow. What's there not to love? No, really. It is an amazing, thoroughly interesting unit. It's like right at the heart of the psychology that fascinates me, that and personality and its disorders, that and child and adolescent psychology. That's been amazing. But yeah, right now I've got about half an hour before the exam begins. And what can I say? I don't know. Well, I did share a lot already on my reflection, so I'll release that soon. But yeah, I'm going to get a shot of coffee to give me that quick boost. And wow, so much to remember. Google psychopathology. Yeah, there's a lot. Wish not. I just finished that exam. How do I feel? I went hard out of the gates. So I actually was good for time. I did something that I haven't done before, which is I started from the back. So we get 10 minutes reading time, 1 hour writing time. The 10 minutes reading time, when I read the first 10 questions, I had no idea what they were. Like, my brain just went blank. When I got to flicking through the rest, actually from the last question, so question 50, I felt really good about. So I ended up starting the answering of questions when it was time to write from question 50. So I did the reverse. It worked so well. I was happy I did that. It's a bit of a blur at the moment, but anyway, I'm maybe sure of like 25 and 50 of them. The rest I'm a bit, I was torn. Anyway, that's done. Time to get some grub and study again, because I only have tonight. The exam tomorrow for measurement and research is 9:30 in the morning. So I'll be back here. All right, laters. Just did a burst of study and it's nighttime. So gonna probably grab something to take home for dinner and then study again. God, it is what it is. Lanzhou noodles in hand. Actually quite a nice night. I am so excited for this semester to be over. It's a love-hate relationship. Love the learning. Definitely excited to get one step closer to my dream of becoming a registered psychologist. But it's not without feeling sometimes incredibly exhausted and drained. Anyway, not complaining. Just reflecting on the normality of what it takes, I guess. Tomorrow is another day, another exam. Catches. Alrighty, it's day 2 of exams, second exam, last exam really, because I'm doing 2 units this semester and then another 2 next semester. This one today is third year unit measurement and research applications, it's called. Yes, thoroughly interesting. But yeah, I've learned to lean into how important research is. I'm feeling pretty good. It's an early-ish start. You had to leave before 7:30 in terms of just wanting to get on campus much earlier. And I'm a good like hour and a bit earlier than when it begins. Starts at 9:30. This is a longer exam with less questions than yesterday, interestingly. This can be actually said, you either know it or you don't. So another, 30 seconds to a minute per question isn't gonna impact your knowledge because we're being tested on understanding applications and concepts and critical thinking. So yeah, fair enough. If you can give us more time, I'll take it. So 2 hours, 40 questions. Lots to remember, but I'm feeling okay because I feel that other units I've done really associate and link with each other in terms of statistics, in terms of research methods. We kind of learn that through, like, peppered in through the whole degree. So yeah, between and within subjects, things like that, from qualitative versus quantitative, from internal versus external validity. These concepts have been introduced to us throughout, so I'm not too daunted by this one. We'll see what happens. I think I'm going to take my time, 40 questions, 2 hours plus 10 minutes reading time, which gives us like 3 minutes at least per question. So yeah, should be good. Yeah, I'm just going to grab a quick coffee. Had a light breakfast this morning, just some protein and a banana, keeping it simple, lots of water. But I am going to get a coffee now and maybe go for a walk, clear the head, listen to my notes. That's it, really. And I'll fill you in after. I'm free. Just finished my exam. Felt really good, that one. What? Part of me is like, don't get your hopes up. But then another part of me is like, mate, you knew most of it. Not all of it. In terms of being unsure versus yesterday's exam. Yeah, I felt really good. And I had so much time to check. And I think there was about 5 that I actually rubbed out. Chose another option. So overall, I'm happy. I always wonder why people just like leave when you've got, like, you can leave after an hour. That's the rule. We had 2 hours, so half the room left at like 1 hour in, each to their own. But yeah, I definitely left after checking everything multiple times. 50 questions, really fair exam, I think, based on all the lecture material and tutorials. But anyway, it's time for me to chill. I've got a meeting with one of the staff here to pick her brains on a few things, and then catch up with a few friends here, actually. So that's me. Latest. So there you have it. That's a bit of a taste of my last exams. I hope you enjoyed the raw and real reflections and thought processes that I shared. I actually have a week before I get my results, so fingers crossed to see how that went. I will record my reaction to that, and I'm sure I'll post it on my socials. So but yeah, hope this was helpful to anyone watching this. Perhaps you're on the fence studying. I mean, I can't believe I'm in my 3rd year, let's put it that way. So thanks for watching, and I'm going to get back to this. Cheers.